Imagine falling asleep every night, thinking the world is as normal as it seems, until you find out someone has been watching, waiting, and planning their every move around you. What if their harmless obsession turned into something far more sinister? Welcome to a chilling story of love, obsession, and the terrifying lengths one person will go to when their fantasies take over reality. This is the story of Evelyn Carter, a 28-year-old aspiring artist, and Darren Cole, a quiet, unassuming accountant who had admired Evelyn from afar for years. They met once at a local art fair where Evelyn showcased her work. Darren purchased one of her paintings, a piece she called The Solitude of Night. For Evelyn, he was just another customer. For Darren, it was the beginning of his fixation. Darren began showing up at every event Evelyn attended, art shows, small coffee shop gigs, even her evening runs in the park. He always stayed in the shadows, never speaking more than a polite hello or great work. Evelyn noticed him occasionally but thought nothing of it. She assumed he was just another fan of her art. Things took a darker turn when Evelyn started receiving anonymous letters. They weren't threatening at first. They praised her talent, mentioned specific details about her daily life, and expressed admiration. But as the weeks went on, the tone of the letters changed. Darren began writing about their connection, claiming they were destined to be together. Evelyn was unsettled, but dismissed it as harmless. Until one evening, she returned home to find a single rose lying on her doorstep with a note that read, "I see you. I need you." Her heart raced as she realized someone had been to her house. Someone knew where she lived. She reported the incident to the police, but without concrete evidence or a known suspect, there wasn't much they could do. Evelyn tried to brush it off, but the unease grew. She started to feel like she was constantly being watched. Shadows seemed to linger longer, footsteps felt closer. Darren, meanwhile, was spiraling. His obsession consumed him. He created a shrine in his apartment, a wall covered in photos of Evelyn, her artwork, and newspaper clippings about her exhibitions. His fantasies blurred the line between reality and delusion. He believed she felt the same way, but was too afraid to admit it. One night, Evelyn came home late from an art workshop. As she unlocked her front door, she felt the hairs on her neck stand up. Before she could react, a hand clamped over her mouth, and she was dragged inside. Darren stood in her living room, his eyes wild and desperate. "I'm here for you, Evelyn," he said, his voice trembling. "You need to understand. No one else can love you the way I do." Evelyn, though terrified, kept her composure. She tried to reason with him, playing into his delusion. She assured him they could talk, that she needed time to process her feelings. It bought her a moment, enough to grab her phone and discreetly press the emergency call button. The police arrived minutes later, bursting through the door and arresting Darren. Evelyn broke down, the weight of her ordeal finally hitting her. In the aftermath, it was revealed how deeply Darren had invaded her life. He had stolen items from her trash, hacked into her emails, and even planted a hidden camera in her home. His obsession had completely overtaken his reality. Darren was sentenced to prison for stalking, breaking and entering, and attempted assault. Evelyn, though traumatized, refused to let the experience define her. She used her art to process the fear, creating a new series called Obsession Unveiled. Her story serves as a chilling reminder of how easily admiration can turn dark, how obsession can lead someone to destroy the very thing they claim to love. Keep your guard up and always trust your instincts, because sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones hiding in plain sight. Thanks for joining us on this chilling journey, and if you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more tales that keep you on the edge of your seat. Stay vigilant, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode of